Hello viewers, hello listeners, hello everyone. Thank you once again for joining me on DMAPS TV. Please don't forget to subscribe if you are coming here for the first time. If you are regular, just do the usual. Please like and comment and also share our videos so that you won't miss any of the videos that we do here. Because what we do is we give you current affairs in real time. So yes, the newsworks have reported that Zambia's foreign ministry has written to the SADC Secretariat forwarding a letter from SADC Troika chairperson President Hakainde Hichilema to President Mnangagwa. The letter submits the final report of the SADC election observer mission to Zimbabwe's general election. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's still on. The SADC is still seized with Zimbabwean matter, as evidenced by this full report which has been forwarded to the President Emerson Mnangagwa. The newswork said that the 23 and 24 August election was condemned as falling short of the requirements of the Zimbabwe's Constitution, Electoral Act, and the SADC principles and guidelines governing democratic elections, and submitted their report with recommendations and the conclusion as to where to from here. What is the Zimbabwean government to do? What are the political parties supposed to do? What is ZEC in particular supposed to do? So these were some of the recommendations by the SADC Election Observation Mission. To support the successful holding of democratic elections in the Republic of Zimbabwe, the SEOM makes the following recommendations for consideration by the government, ZEC, and all other stakeholders. This SEOM reiterates the urgent need for all stakeholders to consider and implement outstanding recommendations that were made following the 2018 electoral cycle. These recommendations were designed to enhance the Zimbabwean electoral process, address recurrent stakeholder concerns, and align the electoral process to the key constitutional and regional requirements. In this context, the SEOM highlights the following recommendations arising from its report of 2018, which means that these were not satisfactory in the 2023 elections. Number one, there was the legal framework. Number two, there was the public communication by ZEC, which said that given the concerns raised by certain stakeholders on the alleged partiality of the ZEC, the mission calls on ZEC to consider adopting a proactive communication strategy. Number three was the issue of postal voting, with the mission urging ZEC to conduct sensitization programs regarding postal voting, particularly related to its modalities and management. The other issue was the issue of the diaspora vote. The mission advised that the consideration should be given to permit voting by Zimbabweans in the diaspora. The other issue was media, and also the time frames within which legislative election results must be announced. And also the SADC Election Observer Mission report emphasized on the need for independence of the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, saying that in the event that the concerns from stakeholders that some ZEC commissioners are closely related to the senior members of the ruling party are found to be true, there is a risk of violation of Section 11(2) of the Electoral Act and Section 419 of the SADC Principles and Guidelines. SEOM therefore recommends that such practice be considered as one of the disqualification criteria in recruitment of ZEC officials. There is also the issue of voters' roll and also the issue of women and gender parity. So this is the conclusion from Southern African Development Community. In the final report, they have made a conclusion as to where to from here with regards to the Zimbabwe watershed election. They said the SADC Election Observer Mission commends the people of Zimbabwe for conducting themselves in a peaceful, orderly, and exemplary manner during the pre-election phase, voting days, and the immediate post-election period. The SEM commends the political leaders for spreading the message of peace and non-violence throughout the election cycle. The SEOM noted that, as detailed in sections 6 and 7 of this report, some aspects of the harmonized elections fell short of the requirements of the Constitution of Zimbabwe, the Electoral Act, and the SADC principles and guidelines governing democratic elections. So they emphasized that these elections fell short of the guidelines of the Constitution, the regional body, and also of the Electoral Act. So the SEOM calls for all concerned parties to ensure that any grievances with respect to the election results are channeled through the appropriate legal processes to ensure the exhaustion of domestic legal remedies. So SADC is advising the parties to the elections to seek local remedies, to exhaust legal channels, to exhaust whatever might be probably peaceful demonstrations as some might perceive. In terms of Section 1182 of the SADC Principles and Guidelines, when SEOM publishes and officially submit the election reports, member states which held elections may, number one, so that is the key point, these are the considerations. So they use the word may, which means they also have an option to do it, or they can choose not to do it. So number one, the member states which held elections may consider the recommendations advanced by the SEOM for improving the conduct of elections. I'll take that again. Consider the recommendations advanced by the SEOM for improving the conduct of elections and submit to the chair of the organ a response to the SEOM report. So this is what is happening, ladies and gentlemen. This report has since been submitted to President Emerson Mnangagwa, and now the chair of the SADC Trade Commission, His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema, is expecting a response from President Emerson Mnangagwa concerning what was in the election report, and also concerning the other grievances that other political parties to the election might be having. Of course, ladies and gentlemen,